Hi everybody. Ready for your next letter? Okay, it is another letter based on magic C. So here is my magic cloth. Abracadabra. Okay, does anybody know what this is in sign language? I can do it with both hands. This is A in sign language. And I'm going to show you what I think of on a picture, why this reminds me of a lowercase a. Here's my hand becoming a lowercase a. Magic C, helicopter up to the top of my thumb, back down and bump. Before we start our printing practice with our A's, I wanted to tell you quickly about the sign language that I used to use with my class. Remember last time we talked about C, the magic C, and the first sound we learn is C says k, cat. So let's all try that together. Hold up both of your C's, and then we say this. C says k, cat, cat. Now, do you remember then making the O? You make it round. O says ah. Your mouth is round. Ah. Octopus. All right, so make both of your O's. Then we're going to say O says ah. You can even go like this. Ah. Octopus. Okay, today with the A. A says ah, ah, and we're going to jump it like that because that's called the short sound of A. Ah, ah, apple. So I'm going to pretend that my hand is the apple, and I'm going to say A says ah, ah, apple. I'm going to pretend to bite the apple. Okay? Now, one thing I want you to look in the mirror maybe at home, and I want you to look at your mouth, and I want you to say, O says octopus. And then try this. A says apple. And are very, very close. You really need to get your ears to listen for it, but sometimes it helps if you watch your mouth. Watch my mouth really closely and see what happens when I switch. Ah is a little bit bigger. My jaw drops down. My jaw is up a little bit. So give that a try and see if you can hear the difference, okay? So A, apple. On the A paper, when you get it, the first thing I would like you to do is use your pencil and write your name. Now, last time we talked about uppercase C and lowercase c, and uppercase O and lowercase o are twins. So they're easy to do because they're made with the same strokes. But look at this guy. Uppercase A looks very different from lowercase. So here's that big uppercase. Uppercase letters don't live in the house. They're outside because they're always big, upstairs and on the first floor. So let's take a look at the video from Letter School to remember and remind ourselves how to make that A. let's go over the pattern another time for your handwriting practice sheets. And we'll do uppercase A first. Remember, if it's a solid tracing line or a dotted line, that's when we're going to use the green crayon and the screen. So I'm going to put the screen underneath to practice uppercase. Now, do you remember we work in threes? So the first thing I'm going to do is trace uppercase. I'm going to hold back here so you can see better. But remember, you're going to hold up closer. So I'm going to come up here and remember, start at the top and drop. Then you have to go back to the top. We call these frog jump letters, and start at the top and drop. Sometimes the drops are straight. Sometimes I used to call these slides. Start at the top and slide. And then the little line in the middle, you start here, pull it over. So I'm going to trace this one more time. Start at the top and drop. Frog jump. Start at the top and drop. And then you're going to come right here and do the middle line. Then you put down your crayon. Big line, little line. That might be something else you've heard before, maybe in junior kindergarten. Big line, frog jump, big line, little line. Big line, little line. That's uppercase A. Now this time we're going to trace the dotted lines only one time though. So slide down, frog jump, slide down, little line. Okay, take a breath. Tell your hand what to do. It can get jumpy on the screen. Big line slides down, frog jump, big line slides down, little line. Now we're done with the dots. That means we're done with the screen and the crayon. So grab your pencil and then take a breath. Ooh, think. Look with your eyes, use your muscles, and focus on your handwriting. So we're going to start way up here. Start at the top, drop, frog jump. Start at the top, drop, then right here, little line. We're going to do a set of 3. So another thing you could say, big line down, little line. Or you might say slide down, little line. Probably a lot of you know how to do the A already. Uppercase. Now we're going to go to lowercase. So we need the screen again because we're going to do our tracing just like we did last time. And pretty soon I won't be doing all of these letters with you because I'll know that you'll know the pattern. So remember, we're going to trace this one first. Start down a little bit to go up to the ceiling, down to the floor. Magic C, helicopter up, back down and bump. I never lifted my crayon. Did you see that? Magic C, helicopter up, back down and bump. Magic C, helicopter up, back down and bump. Now I'm going to trace these. It's going to start down here. Magic C, helicopter up, back down and bump. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to trace these with my finger. I like doing that because I like how soft the crayon feels. So let's jump back and trace Magic C, helicopter up, back down and bump. I'm sorry I forgot that, you guys. So trace it 3 times, then trace it with your finger 3 times, then we'll write these guys 3 times. Sorry about that. Okay. Magic C, helicopter up, back down and bump. Don't forget to land that helicopter. Okay? All right, so dotted lines are done, tracing is done, so that means the screen and the green crayon disappear. This is a good time to take a breath, refocus, leave a little space. Then start down here a little bit, up to the ceiling, magic C, helicopter up, back down, and bump. Magic C, helicopter up, touch the ceiling, back down, and bump, land it on the floor. Magic C. Now if I freeze my pencil there, see how it looks just like the letter C? That is why lowercase a is called a magic C letter, because it's hiding in there. Helicopter up, back down, and bump. Okay, we did our 1, 2, 3 letter A's, so we give our hand a little break. Little space. Magic C, helicopter up, back down, and bump. Magic C, helicopter up, back down, and bump. Magic C, helicopter up, back down, and bump. I kind of got in a rhythm there because I want my hand, actually my muscles, to start to learn how to make the A. And then remember, you're going to look and circle your favorite one. So I'm looking for a nice round one. I actually think I like my first one the best. So I'm just going to circle it today with my pencil with a giant magic C, because that's how you make a circle, and then you close it back up. Okay, then on the last line, do you remember you can trace this one with your pencil if you want to. And then you're going to jump right over here, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take a space, magic C, up, back, down, and bump. Magic C, up, back, down, and bump. Magic C, helicopter up, back, down, and bump. Now, I've made a lot of lowercase a's in my life. So here's the thing about handwriting. The more you practice, the better you get and the faster you can go. But you have to practice doing the letters exactly right before you try to go too fast. Okay, that line, I think my best one is maybe this one. I'm going to circle that one. I like that one. Some of the other ones look a little crooked. They're leaning a little bit. This little line's a little crooked. So this guy went kind of below the basement. See that? So I just try to get really picky about making sure it does everything. So that is it. Thanks, you guys. Have fun with A.